Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life and day 5 of the 12 days of Christmas. I thought I would sit in a different angle today, or I'm in the same angle but a different area of my room, so you could see the little guy who's always making all the noise in my videos. That's Barry, and he is on guard duty today. And also I've got one of my other bookshelves here with my stuffies on it. But yeah, anyway, today I thought I would do a video on my 4-star rated reads. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because when I did the 5 stars, there weren't that many. There was, you know, a good amount, but I thought there would be more than this. Well, turns out I am very generous with my 4-star ratings. So I thought I would go ahead and share those with you. And whatever I have, I'll show you. What I don't, I'll put a picture up. So grab a snack and a coffee and buckle in. We're going to be here for just a little while as I go through my 4-star reads. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Natasha and I do videos on books, bullet journaling, beauty, art journaling, whatever I want to do a video about, pretty much, because why not? And I would love for you to subscribe, and you can click the little notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you like me, be sure to click the like button, and if you like the video, also click the like button. Alright, so I'm going to go into, I'm going to try to go in as much of an order from like earlier in the year to now, but I'm going to be looking at my Goodreads here because some of them I don't actually own, but there's quite a stack here, so I own a lot. Alright, so the first one was Sky Against the Storm by Sabaa Tahir, and this one is the 4th and final book in the An Ember in the Ashes series. If you have not heard of the series, I don't know where you've been. It's a Roman-inspired fantasy, and it's very well thought out and very cleverly done, and nothing in this book is accidental. And in the whole series, any of the books you're reading, nothing is accidental. So always just kind of keep everything you read in your brains, because yeah, it's gonna come back and it's a good time. The next one is Legendborn. I've talked about this so much. So it is a twist on the Arthurian legend. So you've got kind of ancestors of the original Arthur? Is it Arthur or Author? Anyway, and the Knights of the Round Table, and there's a secret society at UNC Chapel Hill that is kind of where these guys hang out, and there's a lot more to it. That is just like the simple explanation of what this book has been marketed as, but there are so many things hidden in here that I highly recommend checking this out. This one, I'm surprised that I actually gave this 4 stars, but apparently I liked it enough to do that. Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade. This was a good time. It was a good read. I don't think I'm going to continue this series, but we have our chosen one and his best friend starting their quest, and right away the chosen one gets dead, and so the best friend tries to move along with the quest. Make sure I haven't missed anything here. The Exiles by Christina Baker Klein. This is an excellent historical fiction book. Talks about women who've either broken the law or been accused of breaking the law, but whatever, into the jails of London during the, I guess, 1800s, something like that. How bad the conditions were, and then they also got put on a boat and sent to Australia to the prison colonies there. And incredible book. Can't recommend it enough. Next one, Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. I mean, that's all I gotta say is Tiffany D. Jackson, and you know I'm gonna love it. But this is one where our Enchanted is our main character. She wants to be a singer, and she gets kind of hooked up with this R. Kelly type person, and all the things that happen because of that. The next one is Troubles in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. This is the third and final book in this trilogy. Again, this is not something I normally read, but I picked up the audiobook of the first one. It just looked interesting. And I think it was a December when I was like traveling a lot, and it just kind of like, it's like a mystery it's like, okay, so you know how a lot of us like these cozy small town vibes this time of year with movies and thrillers and things like that? Well, it's kind of like that, but the small town is St. John, so the U.S. Virgin Islands. And so big murder kind of thing has occurred, and it's like a big deal. And it's the family going to St. John to kind of figure out what's happening, because they didn't even know their dad had a house in St. John. And there's a lot more to it. The FBI gets involved. Their assets are seized. It's a situation. But yeah, I highly recommend that if you like those type of books. The next thing I have is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. I really have enjoyed the Grishaverse, and I love Leigh Bardugo's writing, and I can see it grow as she continues to write books. And what's great is, so she's got the characters of the Grishaverse and the people that live in Ravka and things like that. But when she goes over to Kerch and we get with the crows from Six of Crows, her voice, the writing voice changes completely. Everything changes, and it just works out great. So definitely great skill in that, and I highly recommend this. If you have, so it's the original trilogy, which is Shadow and Bone, then Six of Crows, then King of Scars, and this is the second book in the King of Scars duology. King of Scars was okay. I liked it, but I didn't love it. This I loved, and it leaves us on a little cliffhanger that tells us we're going to get some more Crows books. So do love that idea. Boy, he is watching out that window today. The next one was The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Bennett. She also wrote The Little Princess, which I think is my favorite of the two. But this one was interesting. Very bratty characters, and then you have some very like grounded characters that kind of try to balance these bratty characters out. So that kind of saved it for me. I did give it 4 stars. I did enjoy it, but definitely not like my super favorite of the classic children's books. Then I had, make sure this is the next one. Oh, novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Teresa Ann Fowler. I love Teresa Ann Fowler. I didn't even know she lived here in North Carolina, but she does. And that will come out in writing that she does, that I'll talk about a book a little bit later on that she wrote. But I've read her book, A Well-Behaved Woman, which is excellent. And this one, just as good. And we did the audiobook because Ryan and I, we listened to it on the way to Florida and back. And it's, the accent is actually pretty dead on for the era and the area of where she's at. A lot of times when audiobooks and actors do a southern accent, it's really overdone and horrible, but hers is downright perfect for, again, the era and the area. So the next one is Blue Highways by William Least Heatmoon. This one I loved. It was so in the 70s, guy gets in his van and just travels around the US and all the people that he meets, and just kind of seeing on the highway, even picks up hitchhikers, which is not a safe thing to do right now. He takes pictures of them, he gets their story, and this is such a good time. And I didn't realize he actually wrote 2 more books like this, so I might check those out. I don't know, but I really did enjoy that book and highly recommend it. The next one is The People You Keep by Allison Larkin. This is one I got from Book of the Month. This is considered historical fiction because it takes place in the 90s, which is hilarious, but it's true. It's 30 years past. Wow. So this girl lives in a trailer with her dad, but her dad is never around. He's basically living with his girlfriend, who's about the same age as his daughter, and the mom has disappeared a long time ago. She took off, so she decides to take off as well, and it's just about her traveling and the people she meets and the trauma that has happened to her because she can't form good attachments because she's always used to people leaving her, but the truth is she's got some really great people in her life as well. So there's that one. The next one is Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. Third book in the Mistborn trilogy. So glad that I'm finally finished with that series and can move on. But yeah, definitely a good series. I feel like a lot of people have mentioned the same thing that I felt with the second book being just like a little too YA for me in the romance department, but otherwise the story itself and all of that is good. I wish he would have just like left a lot of that stuff out and it would have been like half the size and a lot better, but who am I to judge Sanderson? He's, you know, a genius, so whatever. The next one is The Survivors by Jane Harper. She never disappoints me. She writes thrillers and mysteries that take place on the continent of Australia, and she wrote this one. It's a little island just off the mainland of Australia, and so the main character was accused of doing something when he was a teenager. He didn't do it, but of course, you know how small island towns are gonna work. Everybody's just gonna know that they know, and that's just the way it is. And so he leaves town for like however many years, and then he and his fiance and their child come to help mom and dad clean out their home as they're gonna move, and some other things happen. So very good book. I highly recommend anything by her, and that one's definitely one of my favorites of hers. The next one, Damnation Springs by Ash Davidson. I've mentioned this so many times lately, not going to mention it again. Too much stuff. But it takes place in a timber town, and so a lot of loggers and all that takes place in the 70s, and there are chemical sprays happening by the company that does the logging and all that, and they're trying to tell everybody it's safe, but one of the wives of the loggers, who is a midwife, is noticing that there's a lot of birth defects and things like that happening, and believes that they could be caused by the spraying. And there's another story in here with the husband, and also just a lot. And this book will wreck you, but it's so incredibly good, so do recommend that one. I had Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. This is the most adorable little graphic novel, perfect to get you in the fall mood. It is good times. Then I have The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is the fourth in the Truly Devious series, but it is not part of the Truly Devious original trilogy. It's a whole new crime mystery thing that is a like one and done, so it's just the one book. Incredibly creepy. I recommend the audiobook because the crime takes place in the 70s in the woods where a bunch of teenagers get like murdered, and that is just the creepiest thing to hear when that portion of the book happens. The next is A Good Neighborhood by Therese Ann Fowler. Again, love her, love this book, and takes place in like an upper middle class North Carolina neighborhood, and it is a mixed neighborhood. It started out, you know, just as a regular smaller kind of neighborhood, and then as property values in the area grew, and we see that a lot here in the Raleigh area, like some homes that look like they might be, I mean, the family probably bought it for, you know, $50,000, $60,000 60 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago it would have sold for $100 and something thousand. Right now, that same house, I'm not even joking, $3 million. That's how our property values are going up based on location around here. So it was good to kind of see that type of thing mentioned, but also like some of the repercussions of that, and also yeah, there's a mystery and just a creepy dude that comes in, and it's just, I don't want to ruin it by giving you too many things. Just go into this book blind. Just know, a lot of people talk about the tree. There's a tree and these people start arguing over a tree. It's a little bit more than that. So go into this book kind of blind. You can read it in a day, maybe two. I think I read it in a day. Incredibly good though, and will like leave you feeling things. The next one is If We Were Villains by Emil Rio. I have spoken about this multiple times in the past few months, so I won't say too much. We have a group of students in a art conservatory college, and their focus is Shakespeare, and one of them dies. One of them goes to prison for it, and 10 years later gets out, and the arresting officer's like, I know you didn't do this, so like what happened? And so he's actually telling a story of what really happened. The next is Monday's Not Coming, again by Tiffany D. Jackson. I've talked about this a couple times in the past couple months. This is one where we have two best friends. One goes away for the summer, and when she comes back, her best friend is missing. And no one seems to be bothered or believe her when she says she's missing, like she's gone. Something bad has happened, until a year later when they find her, then people are like, oh, the signs, what happened? These people dropped the ball, kind of a thing. And they tell you right away. That's like the first like paragraph. Nobody believed me until a year later when they found her. So I'm not giving anything away, but it's a very interesting read. I have The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. This is a portal fantasy kind of book. Takes place in the early 1900s, and awesome. I have a whole book talk on that one, so, or a book chat, so if you want to check that out, I will link that down below for you. The next one is Lord, the One You Love is Sick by Casey Thornton. I have, I think I spoke about this in my October or November, it was having my October or September wrap up. This book is amazing. It is a bunch of, it's basically, okay, it's hard to explain. It is a novel told in short stories. So, and everybody's little part of their like story, they're the main character in their story. So it's almost like different POVs, but the book moves along. So it's not like you're seeing the same event from all different angles. You're seeing the story move along through the different people's perspectives. It's cleverly done, and I absolutely loved it. Next, we have The Desolation of Devil's Acre by Ransom Riggs. This is the 6th and final book in the Miss Peregrine series, and I'm so sad because I wanted this to continue on and on and on and on. But very cleverly done. You have some fantastical kids and elements and dimensions, and all kinds of fun things happen. You have the old photographs that Ransom Riggs collects, and also photos from his friends' collections that he uses within the story, and you see them in the book, and he makes them a part of the story. So really love that one. So this one, Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. Again, I've mentioned that I was concerned about this one, but I absolutely loved it. Are you leaving us? Are you turning around? Pretty good? Alright, so this book has got a quest, it's got high stakes, it's got the world ripping open, and we need to put it back together. I do highly recommend this book. It's a good time, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. If you want to know more about this, be sure to check out my November wrap-up, which is day 1 of the 12 days of Christmas. Okay, Barry, you want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye to all the people? You don't care? Okay. Well, oh, he does. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and Barry is so happy that you came and visited us as well. We will see you again very soon right here on Nat's Beautiful Life. Have a great day, gorgeous. Alright, so we have to take a cover photo. So to do that, we have to hit camera connect here. Then we gotta try to connect it to the camera, okay?